The Shotgun 650 is so good that I'm yearning now for Royal Enfield to use this magic potion on the Continental GT. Royal Enfield dropped a surprise at the 2023 Rider Mania event in Goa, the Shotgun 650. It's a sportier take on the Super Meteor 650. Yes, it looks sportier, but it's still a cruiser at heart. So what better place to ride it and try it out than the country that loves the quintessential bouquet of cruisers, America. And here's what we are going to do now. Ride it on the road in the twisties and find out if it's better than the Super Meteor. Also, US is a big market for Royal Enfield's 650 range, and it's got the smooth roads that you would want to test a bike like this, which has such little suspension travel. So before we get to what's new, let's address the elephant in the room, the ride quality. Now, one of the biggest concerns that we've had with the Super Meteor 650 has been, of course, that stiff ride, especially at the rear, because there's very little suspension travel available with that cruiser form factor. However, with the Shotgun, Royal Enfield has increased the height of the rear suspension because the rear fender also sits a little higher. That liberates about 8 to 9 millimeters of extra suspension travel, extra wheel travel, etc. Now, what that has translated into is a slightly suppler ride, especially from the rear suspension. Now, we had very smooth roads on most of our ride today, but we did get a few bad patches of road where we could test it out. So yes, the ride quality is an improvement over the Super Meteor, but back home, the ride is still going to feel a bit firm. It's not going to be as bone-jarring as the Super Meteor, but it's going to be a little suppler than that. Now, can you retrofit the suspension to the Super Meteor? Well, not really. You can do a few modifications because you see the problem with the Super Meteor is going to be the fender. It sits very close to the wheel. So if you do manage to fit the suspension on that bike, the wheel is going to keep crashing into the fender. The mounting points for the suspension remain the same though, and even the chassis and engine are carried over from the Super Meteor without much changes. And yet, the ergonomics are different. Now, RE has dropped the handlebar a little bit. They've gone with an 18-inch front, 17-inch rear. The front forks have been lowered, the rear suspension has been raised, and then you also have a slightly tucked-in rake angle. So what that gives you is a more aggressive, a more sporty riding posture. In relative terms, of course, it's still not going to be as committed as something like the Continental GT. The Shotgun also gets these mid-mounted foot pegs. These not only safeguard a bit of the RE heritage by maintaining a 90-degree knee angle akin to a classic, but also contribute further to the sportier riding style compared to the Super Meteor. Riding through the winding roads near Mulholland and the Angeles Crest, the more aggressive posture translated into an engaging and dynamic riding experience. The Shotgun immediately feels sharper than the Super Meteor, but it's crucial to highlight that there remains a perceptible disconnect between the front and the rear suspension. The rear feels noticeably softer than the front, and on sudden direction changes or switchbacks, the motorcycle seems too flexible. It isn't unnerving though, and once you get the hang of it, the Shotgun becomes a hoot to ride. It feels more responsive to rider inputs, offering a sense of connection with the road that enthusiasts crave. You can lean on the front end a lot more, and the front end feel and the confidence is of a higher degree than any of the 650 siblings. And that says a lot about the handling package of the Shotgun. So much so that I'm now yearning for Royal Enfield to use this magic potion on the Continental GT 650, which will now feel lethargic in comparison to the Shotgun's quick turn-ins. The feelers on the foot peg of the Shotgun are still not going to be as long as the one on the Continental GT, but the cornering clearance, well, the kind of limit that you have with it, the front end feel is actually quite good because you're not really leaning the bike too much. So that front end feel is good, the overall grip is quite nice. So within these limits, I think it performs quite well. The parallel twin motor, unchanged from the Super Meteor, offers excellent low and mid-range response. It's well tuned for city commuting and cruising at 120 kilometers on the highway, while pushing it around bends requires more gear shifting due to the quick revving nature of this engine. Maintaining a brisk pace utilizes the mid-range effectively. Improved braking manners compared to the first-gen 650 twins adds to the overall experience. The shotgun's design has cyberpunk inspiration with a thoughtful blend of heritage and modern design. Inspired by the current custom motorcycle trends, it emphasizes its roles as a bare-bones variant of the Super Meteor 650. The bold color schemes, low belt line, and a brand new silhouette make for a visual narrative that speaks about Royal Enfield's commitment to evolution. Created to offer a canvas for custom bike builders, it allows both new and experienced builders to showcase their creativity. Even if you prefer not to modify the aesthetics, the Shotgun 650 has a distinctive look compared to its siblings. Of course, its biggest competition is going to come from its own stablemates. But I think by offering this unique blend of heritage and modernity, I think the Shotgun 650 has a lot going for it. But only time will tell how the market reacts. From where I'm standing, I think this is one excellent motorcycle. A very good addition to the already existing lineup, an exciting lineup of the 650s. Do people want a sporty cruiser though? This is a big question, and the answer only time will tell. Let us know your opinion in the comments, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel.